Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Charles Derrick.
This is J-Rob.
And this is Bringing the Noise. So tonight we got a guy on the show that is really, I believe, fixing to make some great strides in this business. I have known this guy for years, and when he first was getting started, and we've been disconnected maybe for past couple of years a little bit, but I've been keeping up with him on social media. Very, very, very talented individual who has been bringing the noise in North Louisiana over the past couple of 2 or 3 years, really starting to bring some noise and get some attention from people, and could be on the brink of really doing something special. And to boot, what makes him even more so noticeable is one of the best guys that I've ever, had the pleasure of meeting in this business. And that, along with a special talent, makes this guy somebody to really look out for moving forward in the entertainment business. Better keep your eyes on him. We got Scotty Temple on the show today.
The sun is rising on a new day. Across the plains of the ship said, now where to find our cages. Now travel from sea to shining sea. I don't know where I'm going, but I know just where I'm at. 'Cause I'm walking down that path they call the highway to hell. And I proudly took the place of those we swore to defend. My name is Soldier, and that's who I am.
What's going on, man?
Man, hanging out, brother. You got me over here blushing, dude. Man, thank you so much, Charles. It's a pleasure and honor to be here.
Well-deserved words, man. Thank you so much for being on here with us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're going to have a lot of people on this show that have a storied career, really, in this business, and then opened up for some really big people, or have even been with the really big people and played in those bands. We've got some really big people coming up. I'm going to toss that plug into this conversation right now. But having said that, I didn't have all the accolades for Scotty, right? He's still young in his career. There's a lot of things that and I want him to tell his story up to this point in his life. And to some, people, it may be like, well, he's really still just, getting going. But to some folks who are still in the garage kind of thing, it means the world. And it means, oh my God, please tell me how you even got there. How did you get to step 4? I'm not even at 1 over here, damn it. You know what I mean?
So right.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I remember when Scotty was 0.5, ain't even at 1 yet. You know what I mean?
0.5. I appreciate that you even give me that much. I was like -0.5, man.
and
Yeah,
not
man.
to, and the thing of it is, dude, look, I remember. Now, correct me when. Look, was it 2015? When did we meet? Where did we meet? I was sitting here trying to remember.
Brother,
What do you remember where we met? Was it at a show, one of our shows, or?
Dude, actually, I think it was 2014. It was 13 or 14 because I remember we were all hanging out as a bunch of us. We had been fuller riding all day over there at Cooterville. You remember that bar?
Uh-huh.
We used to play at all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I think we were over there riding four-wheelers. I got, they had the shower houses and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I went in there and I got me a shower and I come up. Y'all were playing on stage. I was like, hey, man, hand me a mic. You were like, can you sing? I was like, I don't know, but I want to. He was like, okay, well, let's try it and see what happens. And that's pretty much where our relationship started, was right there, man. Just you being an awesome, genuine person that you are, give me an opportunity to just see what happened.
I had a feeling it was Cooterville. I just couldn't.
Yes, sir.
I couldn't put a finger on when it was, because we ended up, getting you to do a lot of shows and stuff with us after that at Cooterville, at Beechwood, at Pops.
Yeah.
And look, what I was going to say was, I do remember distinctively though, standing outside of Cooterville. And it was one of those times where you were playing with us, because I was able to just be and listen, through that indoor outdoor facility that it was. And you were playing acoustic. And I said, and I remember telling Griff, our bass player at that time, I said, if he figures it out, I said that he's got a unique voice. He don't just sound like, what I'm saying? He sounds unique. He don't just sound like any other cat. Right. And it's just, you got it. You know what I mean? And
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
So it just needed to be honed in and, make sure all the T's were crossed and the I's dotted.
Yes, sir. They've still been polishing on my tail. Still got a lot of ways, a lot of work to go.
Oh man, it's a pleasure to get to finally meet you. Derek's told me before about you, being a super cool guy and really talented and stuff. Been really looking forward to this since he mentioned you getting on. And everybody out there, I checked out his videos. Go to Scotty Temple Music on YouTube and Scotty Temple and Southbound Train on or Southbound Train, right? Did I say that right?
Yes,
on
Southbound
YouTube.
Train.
Watch some of the live stuff, dude. And yeah, the voice. Immediately I couldn't think of like anybody that you could just say a big time like to compare you to. Like there was a couple of guys that I've played at different shows with through the years that I thought, well, man, that sounds a little bit like this, that, the other. But yeah, it's truly unique, man. I mean, it's awesome. I love hearing you sing.
J-Rob, I appreciate it, brother, man. It's definitely a blessing for the man upstairs. That's for sure.
Amen to that.
It really is.
That's the only way I can describe it.
It really is.
That's great, brother.
And the thing of it is, and by the way, in case you're wondering, J-Rob used to play in Trademark before I ever met you. He played with me for a couple of years.
Yeah, you just missed me by a few years. I think I left Trademark in fall of 2011.
Yeah.
So
2011.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if we'd have got to hang out, we'd have darn sure had some fun. I know me and that cat right there have a lot.
Yeah, well, that was guaranteed. If anybody was hanging out with us back then, it was a good time to be had.
Oh yes, sir. Charles, how many nights did we spend down there at Cooterville cutting up?
Dude, Cooterville was,
blast.
And Cooterville was the pinnacle of outlaw. There ain't no doubt about it. Yeah. Yeah. Cooterville.
Where was this place at?
Dude,
that was in Louisiana.
What parish is that in?
That was Tinsall Parish.
Tinsall Parish. Yeah. Out in the middle of nowhere, dude. They had alligators in the lake behind it. And I'm not kidding you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was. Oh boy, I could go into story after story about that. I ain't gonna get into all that. When he talked about the alligators, I jumped in that thing one night. It was cold. Gosh. Oh boy. They said, you won't do it. No, I done it. And it was at a Trademark show. I come back, Charles was like, why are you doggone wet?
I remember that, I think.
They said, I wouldn't do it. Hey, I got my $100 though.
Hey, there you go.
That was back when I was a young and dumb, J-Rob.
I totally understand that, man. Yeah, there was several. What in the hell are you doings? When we was hanging out together way back then. So I get it.
That might not, or might have been a time in my life when that little green bottle with the circle and the deer and the cross, Jaeger.
We went through a lot of that.
Involved.
We went through a lot of that. A lot of crazy times.
Yes.
Scotty has, I know that Frank Foster is a big influence with you.
Yes,
and I can tell that. I can tell that in the vocals, but I'm gonna tell you something, and I noticed this thinking back to that night and thinking back to the times that I've heard you, that you kind of became your own and figured out your own, and it's different, and it's even more, it's unique. It's Scotty unique. So you became a whole different animal over that, from that very beginning, to where you was just trying to, do it, this way, to figuring out your own. And I hate to speak for you, but this is what I, as an outsider looking in, what I kind of observed,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I tell you what, tell us what's going on now, and we'll just backtrack. We'll go back in time, later. So what you got going on now? Because I haven't seen you, a couple of years probably.
Man, it's been at least 2, Charles. It's been a while, brother, especially with the whole COVID thing coming through.
Yeah.
I mean, we shut down music too, so I know all y'all had to slim up as well.
Yeah.
Y'all even got even more shut down really down there than a lot of other places did, right?
Yes, sir, we did. It come to us quick, and it's been a lockdown. I think, what was it, last week? I think we finally got up to 80%. I mean, we were down to it felt like 10% capacity for a while.
Yeah.
But it's opening back up. It's trying to come around finally.
Dude, knock on wood. I'm ready for entertainment to come back.
Definitely.
So I have no idea about the hub. I have no idea about Empire Media Management. I have no idea about Eric Wallace. Tell us what you can about what all has happened with all of this.
Yes, well, I'll tell you what I can.
Sure.
When we here recently, it's been going probably the last year, to kind of go forward, and then we'll back up. We were doing the cover band scene, doing what we were trying to do and going along with it. And one night there was a little open mic night. Matt and Amanda Lyon, they own Empire Media Management. Well, I didn't know they were also the owners of the hub. I knew the guy that owned it when he first built the hub, and little did I know they had purchased the hub. And they were doing their first little event night on a Thursday night. It was a open mic night, like I was saying. And I walked in there. I was like, man, ain't nobody in here. I don't know what, but it was fun. I thought it'd be something cool to do. And lo and behold, they were the owners, and they were like, hey, so where do you want to go with your music? They heard me playing my little spiel, my little acoustic thing. I was like, I want to go as far as I can go, but I want to go to the top of everything that I can do. And I said, well, we've got something for you then. It's called Empire Media Management. You ever heard of it? I said, nope. But I want to know every bit of it I can learn. So from that point, introduced my band to Matt and Amanda, and we started doing some things. They wanted to manage us around Monroe. Well, one of Amanda's friends, Eric Wallace, he was born and raised in Monroe. He went, he was on a lot of the road crews with I don't really want to name drop, but a lot of big name artists. It'll probably come out eventually. But he stepped in and come listen to us. And man, he was like, hey, we're going to hook these guys up. We're going to do this, and this. And now we're at the point, Mr. Jim Riley, Rascal Flatts drummer, is playing on our tracks. Nice. He may not want me to say nothing, but Travis Toy is playing steel guitar on a lot of the tracks. Got to meet Sean Neff through Jim Riley. And he's a Grammy Award winning producer there in Nashville. Just genuine guy. And that's kind of where we're at now. We're trying to get things on radio, trying to get out and try to do some big things, biggest things we can.
Wow, man, that's really, really great. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Heck
Thank
yeah.
you. It's definitely a blessing for sure.
Yes, sir.
All right. So for
It just
people who
kind of
don't,
fell in my lap a little bit.
Yeah.
all right. So when did all of this? When did all of this happen? All right. So number one, the hub is that in Monroe?
That's in Monroe, Louisiana.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All
Downtown
right.
Monroe.
All right. And then when did all of that? When did the meeting happen at the hub where they met you? And then when did all of that start to transpire?
Brother, the meeting we had with them, that was probably what was it? I think that would have been probably around end of January, beginning of February of, I think, 2020.
Gotcha.
So right basically before the pandemic kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
And we went on lockdown. So that was kind of when it started. And like I say, it kind of held us back, but it's given us time to build and try to get to the places we needed to be. So it was kind of a blessing, but a bad thing all wrapped in one.
That's the same thing we were talking about with some of the other people on the podcast before. You know, it is so horrible for people, but in our case with doing the Dukes now, like it's given us some time to, you know, see exactly the way we want to go about things, build it, not be, you know, pressure to trying to add this and that and do shows at the same time. Like we got to get primed up and, you know, to be ready to go like we are now. So it kind of helped us in a way.
Have everything lined out and come out the gate swinging.
Right.
Heck yeah.
Yes, sir.
Heck yeah. Now, are you in on the writing, or are you just taking songs that they're tossing at you, or how's that working?
Brother, the way this has been working, we got a little 6-pack EP coming out. That's what Mr. Jim was working on. I kind of got, my brain goes all over the place, but we're working on that 6-pack EP right now. And there's a few songs that one of my good buddies, Brad Wiggers, he wrote 2 songs with us. He was co-writer in one of the tracks we're going to be having out. And Eric Little, he writes some with us as well. And then I do a lot of writing as well.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of a group effort
Great.
for the most part.
Gotcha. And is this a whole new band from when I was around you, or?
Yes, sir. It's all new members, man. It's I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Do you ever remember Eric Little? I don't know if he was ever playing with us whenever we collabed.
He's not the one that came to that show the last time I saw you, I think, when you came to see us in what's that? Peppers. Was that
Peppers.
You had a guitar player with you or something, I think, that night? I'm not sure who it was. I think that was the one you had previously, though.
I think that was JP. That was one of my buddies. He actually he was another co-writer on one of our songs.
Sweet.
That's probably gonna be pretty close to first on the list.
Nice.
So
nice.
What you laughing about over there, woman? The lady's over a video and she's like getting all giddy and stuff.
So yeah, Scotty is recently engaged, and did I get a chance to meet her?
I don't think you did, Charles. You wouldn't forget her if you ever did meet her. She's a bit fire, I'm telling you.
I've seen pictures and stuff, you know, that you guys put up on Facebook. I keep up with you on there, but I didn't know if I ever met her or not, because it's been, you know, so much time there, you know, but but I tell you something else. Not only obviously has he got a good support system with his fiance, he's got some of the best parents ever, man. They came to some shows and I had the pleasure of sitting there talking to them, and man, I think everybody wishes they had parents like, well, sort of like what Charlie was talking about, his support system, and J-Rob, he's got it, you know.
So it makes a difference, don't it, J-Rob?
Oh man, it's you know, I can't speak from it from any other point of view, but I mean, it's been wonderful for sure. Have folks on board with all of my musical endeavors through the years.
In the failures and in the good times, they were still right there.
Yeah, right. And you know, I got another unique thing is I do a lot of riding with my dad. So, you know, a lot of the original, well, some of the original stuff I've got, you know, me and him rode on together. So that's been another pretty cool deal as far as with my folks. So
that's awesome. See, I wish I had that there because Dad can't even sing along with the radio and get the words right.
Yeah.
I mess with him all the time about it.
That's cool.
He's
though,
like,
man.
what
I mean,
did he say?
that is nothing like that, man. Having, you know, them having you back on it.
Yes,
helping
for sure.
push you.
So what about your parents with this? I mean, are they totally in with all this? What's the thoughts there with this new new movement?
Dad was kind of like I was, a little nervous of how everything was going, and but he is, man, he's like, son, I want you to go. If you can make it in this world, he said, I can help you with motors, I can help you with transmissions and tractors and tell you what to buy. I don't know nothing about this, but you got an amazing team with you there at Empire, and I trust them. I believe in them. They're like family now. Let's reach and get it and go for your dreams, son. We're behind you 110% no matter what happens. So that's definitely a blessing to be able to have that in my corner for sure.
That's absolutely great, man.
Yes, sir. Plus I got great guys like Charles Derrick pulling for me.
Dude,
that dude's been a blessing.
We will, man. I promise you, 110%. Because and one thing of it is, you got to take chances. You got to take chances, even though you might be scared and you may be like, can I trust these people? All this kind of stuff. You got to take chances. And that way you'll never look back and say, shoulda, woulda, coulda, because that's a whole lot worse than taking a chance and falling on your ass. If you take a chance, you fall on your ass, or if people let you down or whatever, you still took the chance and you took the risk.
You tried. Man, it's kind of like Dad used to tell me with the I was always kind of bashful as a young man, and I'd be like, Dad, that old gal there, she's pretty. I mean, I'm like 14 talking now. Dad's like, well, go ask her out. I was like, no. He said, son, what's she gonna do? Say no? Like, go do it. All right, Dad. And Dad was right. Sometimes they said yes.
Yeah, they ain't gonna eat you.
They just gonna tell you, get away from me, you crazy.
That's what my uncle used to say about asking somebody something. Well, you know, they ain't gonna eat you. Just go ahead and do it.
That's right. See, I was scared to death to leave the fiance. I was like, oh man, here we go. And then it turned out pretty good for me. That wasn't without lack of trying for it, but she come around finally.
If you don't take the chance, you'll never know. And never knowing and wishing you would have taken a chance is a whole lot worse than falling on your ass because of taking a chance. I can promise you that. Yeah.
Well,
and you have at least one hell of a story to tell.
Yeah, at the very least, if you take that chance, you like you said, you got a story to tell, and you maybe learn a lesson and know how to go about something else differently, or what to look for, you know, if somebody takes advantage of you or just plain full of shit, you know. We've run up on that before with people thinking they were going to help get me somewhere, but
definitely until I met Matt and Amanda with Empire, there was a lot of lessons instead of, you know, progression.
Sure.
Yeah,
that's definitely great. You found somebody, man, that sounds like they, you know, got your best interest in mind. That's a good deal you're working on.
Heck yeah.
Well, that was part of the deal for me. Like with Charles, J-Rob, I mean, it's been so weird on my musical journey how it's like I never really thought I could do it, but I wanted to do it. And people like Charles were there to kind of push me along and give me that swift kick in the ass. Get out there and let's do it, man. Like, go show them what you got. And I was like, just nervous. And then it got to be to the point where I just loved it. I loved the adrenaline rush. I loved watching people having a good time. And if it wouldn't have been for people like Charles from the start, I wouldn't be here where I'm at now. And it's like, everything's kind of been, I know it's pretty much a divine thing the way I look at it, because there was people like Charles there every step. Now we've got Matt and Amanda, and it's just, it keeps on falling into place. And will be forever grateful. If it stops today, I'll be thankful and happy for everything that has happened.
Amen to that, man. Yeah, it's a blessing. As we were talking about that a while back too, like on the success level. Like, you know, we didn't get to do the arena tour thing and go all over the world playing and stuff like that. But man, all the stuff we did get to do and are getting to do, you know, we're so blessed and thankful. And it's like, it's wonderful. You know, it can't be grateful enough for it.
Absolutely.
Exactly, man. So tell me, let's since we're going backwards pretty much, tell me the history of Southbound Train and how I just remember you doing the acoustic stuff, and then all of a sudden a band, and you know, let's just backtrack on that, on the band first, the full band.
Right. Charles, brother, how that kind of started. Did you ever play Bobtails?
You remember that little joint there one time, little bitty place, yeah,
little bitty place. Well, I think probably 2 weekends before everything transpired, I think I played with you guys at Cooterville, I think it was, or maybe it was Beechwood. I think it was Beechwood is exactly where it was. I went to Bobtails and was hanging out, and I met him probably a month prior to that. It was Southbound Train. It was JP Richardson, Heath. I feel stupid because I can't remember his last name. Ben Ford and Drew. I don't remember his last name, but they formed Southbound Train, and they had been doing it for probably 3 to 4 years. And Heath just got to a place where he just couldn't do it anymore. He didn't want to do it anymore. And I had opened up for him like 2 or 3 times. And JP called me one day. He was like, "Hey, dude, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Man, I'm sitting here fueling up, getting ready to go to work." I think we were going to Arkansas or something. I can't remember. Maybe it was Monterey. I don't remember. But he was like, "Hey, dude, I want you to come sing for Southbound Train. I want you to try out." I was like, "Sign me up." And we went on ahead, and we come into a practice, and we lost a few band members there. I think Drew, he quit out. Ben hung with us for a little while, and then eventually we got a new drummer, Peyton Tarver, and Anthony Now. They started playing with us, and that's what kind of started Southbound Train for me whenever I come in.
Okay, but it's progressed a lot since then. I mean, a lot of changes have happened. I mean, I've always said the hardest part about a band is keeping a band together. So you got a lot of members in and out, right?
Definitely. We, man, if you want to hear that part of it, I can tell you as that kind of progressed.
Hey, I mean, give us the meat, baby.
Dude, hey, how deep you want to cut? No,
dude, I think a lot of us in this business have got them same stories, you know. So it's real interesting to hear somebody else's version of sometimes.
You always, you know, get along and have something to talk about with your fellow musicians and stuff like that, because there's so much in common about the same kind of path, especially when it comes to bands and people in and out, and, you know, how things are.
Right. Well, kind of how it started, I think we were playing down in Faraday, down at the dock, pretty much all over Monroe. I think we come up there and play with Charles and them. That was the first time I played full band with Charles. Wasn't it up there at Pop Saloon? Was that the first one we did full band with you guys?
And
opening up? I think it was. And we went on there, shoot, man, we went probably, I think it was 2 years, just me, JP, Anthony, and Peyton. And we were looking into getting another lead guitar player and another rhythm, you know, somebody that could do both. And JP, we were doing, I forget what it was. I think it was a Memorial Day event for Andy Arborough for our home. You remember I used to do that a lot. Anyways, JP, he couldn't be there. I forget. I think there was something going on serious, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but he couldn't be there. So I got a phone call from, I think it was Big Hammonds. He had just started playing with us. He lives down in Cane Lake, but he was like, "Hey man, we need a guitar this weekend. I got just the guy. It's Eric Little." I was like, oh yeah, sounds good. So Eric thought that he was going to be playing with JP. So he gets this list like 2 nights before and thought the other guitar player was going to be there. And it wound up being just Eric. He was like, he never told me this till like 3 years after. I just learned this last year. He's like, man, I had no clue that I was going to be the only guitar player. I was like, well, you winged it pretty good. So we brought on Eric there, and I'm trying to remember how everything went down. We
now what year was this?
This was going to be probably, I would say 2000. We're probably, the first part of the store was 2016. This was probably 2017.
Okay.
I think Billy played with us till, was it 2000? I think it was 2019. Or maybe, no, it was 18. I'm trying to do all this off of memory. It was 2018 because we actually changed bass players, and Jason Shibley started playing with us. And I think we swapped out. Josh Walker played with us for, I think about, I don't know, 6 months after that. And it's just kind of changed hands. And once we stepped into the management group managing us, everything kind of changed from there. Peyton he had a lot going on in his life, so he had to kind of phase out. And now, it's just been mainly live things with everybody. They wanted to do the weekend playing and not really be that invested into it, but it's just something fun for them to do on the weekends. And it was growing and progressing. And that's when we got on, Eric stayed with me. We acquired Brad Wiggers, like the guy I was talking about at the beginning of this whole little deal. Mason Howard, he hit me up. It was probably a year ago, whenever everything started falling together. Mason started playing with us then, and now we've got a guy by the name of Trey Wheeler. He's playing the drums with us. So that's just kind of how everything fell into place.
Awesome. Is there anybody actually left from Southbound Train from the version that asked you to come in to be the singer?
No, sir. No, sir. Those guys, they all kind of phased out. It's basically just me and the awesome guys I got now.
I got you. I was just curious. That's the way it happened, man. I mean, I don't. Oh shoot, man! I just sit there and think about how many actual bands I've been in. I know one band in particular. We probably went through 20 guys through the years, and it was 2 of us that stayed the course. And hell, I even left for a few months and came back. So that's the way it happens.
Yes, I think the closest one that would even be, you'd even come close to saying was a constant member from the ground floor would be Eric, the lead guitarist.
Yeah.
He come in like, I think like it was I think 2 years after I started with Southbound Train.
Got in there pretty early.
I guess you could pretty much call Eric original.
I got you. Oh, it's cool. It's cool. I like the setup on the name, Scotty Temple and Southbound Train. It's got good flow to it. Sounds really good.
Yes, sir. We tried to, props to Bob Seger. We tried to Bob Seger Silver Bullet Band kind of thing.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot, yeah, man. That works. That works.
Well, I was about to ask you, why hold on to Southbound Train? Is there a reason?
Brother, it just kind of it's just stuck. I mean, it's for me, it's not just all about me. I wanted the guys also to have an image, and it's kind of just went hand in hand. Hey, it's just the flow. It's always been Scotty Temple and Southbound Train, and giving those guys the opportunity to have some form of their name out there as well.
That's awesome, cool. Dude. That's awesome. As any of these people that are just whatever name, they can be really talented, be really good, but they're only as good as that band that's backing them up. So
yes, sir. You're only as good as
all
the
them
team
people
behind.
are important, right? Everybody, it's all a team effort.
You didn't want to be that guy that's saying Scotty Temple and these other guys.
No, not even close.
It's just Scotty Temple, by God. That's it.
Yes,
and that's what I love about you, honestly. And that's the same thing I used to always say is, why did we go by a band name like that? And I'm like, well, because we're a band. It ain't just me, and it ain't just one person. Nobody's bigger than the group. But I thought that was cool that you answered it that way. That way there is identity for everybody that's up there. Just a good guy in the
sure.
business.
I mean, yes, that's kind of with me, like props to Empire for coming in and doing what they've done. Heath and Ryan, they do a lot of our video, like some of the stuff you see on our YouTube channel, which is a lot of stuff. You'll see a lot of different stuff like soundtrack names and the videos and a lot of release stuff coming out. It'll be on that YouTube channel. And man, if it wasn't for those guys and the band, I mean, I wouldn't be doing none of the stuff I'm doing if it wasn't for everybody working together. So that's just, man, it's like a big family, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
I saw watch some of those videos and stuff today, man. They done a really good job on the production with that stuff too. But saw on another video that you posted earlier on Facebook today, y'all gonna be putting content on there every Thursday or every Wednesday rather.
Yes, you're on the YouTube channel every Wednesday.
Nice.
11 o'clock.
Awesome. That's great. It's good to be consistent and keep putting out content constantly like that.
Yes, you're definitely.
What is your, speaking of that right there, and since we're still in the, we've kind of made our way back to the present from the band and how that progressed, but what is your goals? What would you like to do? And I mean, let's go a little bit more in depth than just as big as you can get. What would you really like to do? What would you, and even if it is just stargazing right now, right? What is your goals that would satisfy you in this business one day? What would you like to do?
Brother, what really drives me, it's just a simple fact of if it's one person that connects with our music, somebody can heal from it, can have a good time from it. If it's just one person, that matters the most to me. Just that one person being able to connect with it. But I'm looking to the future for reaching out and reaching a lot of people, and trying to go a little deeper than just going as far as I can go as far as the music will allow us to go. But I think that there's enough stuff there, and there's enough meat in the music and their good tunes to reach out and touch people in a big way. But ultimately if it's just for one person, that'd satisfy me for sure.
That is a wonderful answer, man.
It is. And I'm trying to get a little bit more dirty out of you, I guess. I'm trying to figure out the whole, I'm trying to say, okay, are you wanting a song on the radio worldwide? Are you wanting an album to be as big as, Garth Brooks, or are you wanting what?
Want to play stadiums,
What would you
make a lot of
really
money
want to do?
The other side of me, it definitely, man, playing stadiums, playing, anywhere from, I don't want to be too good to go play a honky tonk to people that really care, and then be able to step out in front of, thousands of people and be able to interact with them and watch them have a good time. Yes, definitely some Garth Brooks size stuff. Cody Johnson, man, that dude, he went out there and killed it for a while. And I think he's still killing it. Well,
I mean, everybody's got dreams, dude, and things ain't necessarily too far. So you're now bought in 100%. You're now saying this is hell or high water kind of thing, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you're even saying I'm the regular job thing that you have with your dad and everything. There's this understanding that, hey, it's now or never kind of thing, right?
Absolutely. If we got to go on the road, we're going to turn the key off. We're going to go do what we got to go do. And when we come back, fire the old girl back up and just take it in the stages as they come.
Gotcha. Awesome.
Music comes first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're going to attain something like what you're wanting to do, you kind of got to devote 100% to it. if you half-ass it, it's going to be kind of half-ass results. So,
Yep.
you know,
Yes,
if you
sir.
really, really want to do this, that's what you got to just throw it all in with both feet.
Head first.
Yeah.
Well, and you're not this young long, right? I mean, how old are you now, Scotty?
Man, I am 28 now.
See,
28.
and the thing of it is, you know, that window. I'm not going to throw a number out there, but it's definitely within. You know, you're still in the good, but it ain't far from where that window starts to close, and then it's, you know, you can't be necessarily the next, you know, hot thing.
Right.
I mean, but
Well, I mean, talent, you know, transcends age, but you know, like what for sure what you're saying, your percentages are greater the
Correct.
younger you are.
That's what I mean.
For certain.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
no, and I'm not saying now you want to always get better with your talent and as you age and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, oh yeah. I mean, people are, but what I'm saying is commercializing
Well, the
marketing,
breaking
business.
in part
Yeah,
of
the
something
business.
big. Yeah.
You've got it's got a shelf life and of getting to really break that and come out. You want to be, you know, still in your prime. You don't, because once you start having the babies and the, you know, all that type stuff, it may change things, you know, and priorities a little bit, you know.
Yes, sir. For sure.
But it sounds like you got a really good plan, and sounds like you got some, you know, pretty cool goals and all that type of stuff. And I was just wondering about that with the business and everything. And it's with you having the support of your family and everything, it sounds like they're going to be on your team and, you know, help you during all of this. And that's massive. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. If you ain't got the support at home, it's pretty tough. And man, I've been blessed enough to have it from all angles, man. You know, with Empire, the family, the bandmates, man, it's just coming together for us.
That's wonderful. You sound like you got the right kind of people in your life, man. That makes all the difference in the world.
Yes,
but you know,
very
you got a
cool.
great vibe about you, and it seemed like you got your head on straight. So you know that usually magnetize. You'll draw good people like that into your life. So
Yes.
sitting in a sweet spot.
So forgive me, your fiance's name again is
Leanne McCain.
Leanne. Okay. So what does Leanne think about you? I'm sure she went to many shows before the pandemic really got, you know, started hurting things and stuff. Is she cool with all of this? Now, mind you, before you answer this question, you've got to live in that house tonight.
This is loaded.
but and also keep in mind that me and J. Rob both have been in situations before where it wasn't the prettiest thing and it wasn't right and all this. So you know, no answer. Yeah, okay, yeah. I guess this may be a loaded question.
It's very loaded, but I'm not scared to answer it.
Well, you said she was supportive, right? So I'm just now
she is
trying
supportive.
to, you know.
She's over there doing like a Facebook Live thing. I mean, she's like supportive, but
she probably
yeah,
when that was look, when I asked that right there, she was probably like,
yeah, she was on.
I got my eyes.
Going, yeah, I'm watching you.
Yeah,
watch what you say, boy.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, Gerald. But no, I mean, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and just tell y'all the truth. I mean, it was like pulling teeth to start with. I mean, she never she. Not gonna get into a whole lot of her business, but she wasn't exactly comfortable with the situation at first. But she knows it's my dream.
It's tough.
Yeah,
she knows it's my dream, and man, she's behind me 110%. I didn't give her much choice. Now she's giving me the whole pointing finger out thing going on now.
Well, I mean, you know.
I did ask her. And she said, she gave me her blessing and said, go out there and do what you love. So.
Well, that was cool, man, to have some give and take there with that. I mean, you know, like Derek says, we've been in some kind of tight spots with that in years past, our younger years, but the older you get too, you kind of know how to act like you got some sense when you go out there and play shows and get on the road, and it makes things way smoother and way easier for everybody involved. So
yes, for sure.
you know.
Sure.
You just said a mouthful right there, because it can
Said a mouthful.
it can make all the difference in the world on how a person moves forward, or if they even jump ship.
Yeah, you got to make the right choices. I mean, because it's a bunch of shenanigans a fella can get himself in out there, where people's partying constantly. And if you go out and treat it like work and don't fall into that and do the same thing they're doing, you'll succeed. You're not going to make dumb choices, because, you get done with your show. One, you don't get slammed, and you put on the best performance you can, but then you take your butt home and get to bed so you can do it and do a really good performance the next night. It's all about priorities.
Man, them folks, whatever they're gonna be paying for the shows, they're gonna get every red cent of it. I can promise you.
There you go. I mean, if you keep that first, then you got nothing to worry about. She's got nothing to worry about. It's just business.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. And
So
it's definitely a dream job, being able to go do that.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's, you be thankful and have gratitude for not having to go bust your knuckles or do something else. If you go be on a stage to make money, I mean, it's hard work. The stuff people that's watching you don't see, but that's something really special, and a fellow sure better take advantage of those opportunities when he's got them.
Definitely. It's like these old tractors we run moving dirt, man. Everybody talks about how, it's like an old antique car, man. Everybody kind of oohs and ahs over it. I mean, it's like an 80 model full drive tractor. And like, man, we like them tractors. We want some of them, blah, blah, blah. I was like, man, you see about 5 seconds of the glitz and the glam. You ain't sat on this joker all day. It's beating and banging,
right?
And all the stuff that goes into it to get going through the wintertime, just to go try to make it through a season,
Yeah.
But in the end, it's worth it.
Yes, sir. It is. It definitely is.
So I was just thinking about it. The last thing I remember seeing of some of the stuff you were putting up original, and not sure if we can even go here, but I'm gonna bring it up, is 2019. I remember seeing that single Soldier.
Yes.
Good tune. Listen to that this evening.
Thanks, sir.
And it seems like there was maybe a few others. I think Don't Let It Go was another one.
Yes, sir.
But tell me about that if you can, and that time and how many of those that you did.
We went. That was, like you said, in 2000. I think it was in 2018. We went up to around Nashville, and we was talking about Frank Foster. Funny enough, Mr. Jeremy Warren, which is Frank Foster's drummer, got in contact with him through my drummer Peyton. They met each other some kind of way. I don't remember exactly how it was, but we went up there and recorded with Mr. Ricky Scruggs. It was Aaron Tippett's bass player, and we recorded Don't Let It Go and Soldier with him, and we just tried to make a stab at it, just doing things on our own. And those songs have been floating around, and here in the little local small town, Don't Let It Go has kind of been everybody's go-to song to kind of put with a face,
Yeah.
So far. Soldier, to me, dude, it was, like being able to have the freedom of doing what we're doing right now. That's what that song was about, to let you know, hey, there's a lot of things that these folks go through, when they come home, the sacrifices they're having to make, not only the sacrifices they make, the sacrifices that their family makes, so that we can do this Zoom call, so that we can go play music and just get them and go to work, and live this beautiful life that we get to live.
And a lot of people take that for granted. And they cannot be saluted enough for what them and their families do for us.
Absolutely.
You got that right. Ain't no doubt about it. So let's keep going backwards. I know we're doing this all out of order, but it's because I'm trying to catch up with what I haven't, seen you do or know what you've been doing, so we're going backwards. Tell us what gave you the itch. I mean, you picked up a guitar at 13.
Yes, sir.
And maybe just, tell us like mentor. I mean, hey, mentors, or how did all that stuff kind of transpire from the very, very beginning? Yeah.
Brother, oddly enough, I actually went to church with my grandma one Sunday, Miss Martha. I call her Nana. And I was 13, and she was, knew the drummer and the guitar player at the little church we was going to. And I was like, I really, really want to play guitar. And I'd been saving up some money from work, and I had almost enough to get it. And
what were you looking to get? Did you have
guitar.
One? What kind?
I had one picked out, man. I was looking at it, drooling. I didn't have quite enough money. And Nana stepped in. She said, baby, you want that guitar? I was like, this sweet Southern woman here. And she stepped up. She helped me out and got my first guitar. And we started jamming a little bit. And actually, Mr. Doyle Harris, he taught me my first 3 chords. And I just basically just took it and ran with it. I got me it was a little chord chart. It looked like the stock of a guitar, and it showed you how to do the chords and everything. And I still ain't that great at playing guitar, but I can pick on it. But anyways, kind of went from there, and we started playing around the bonfires and stuff. Man, I couldn't go nowhere. Everybody was like, hey, man, bring your guitar. I was like, I don't want to play tonight. I want to hang out with everybody. Like, no, go get the guitar now. It's like, okay, I'm not arguing with you.
We need entertainment.
A natural thing.
Yeah.
So
I said, they were saying we need entertainment. Go get it. Yeah.
Yeah. And whether it was the entertainment in a good way or a bad way, they was getting entertained some kind of way.
Yeah, I get that. What you're saying about not wanting to, because sometimes it's like, hey, go get your guitar, get guitar. Like you say, you want to hang, and like they just insist. Like, all right, go get the guitar. You start playing, and then the whole party just goes back to their normal conversations and talking over each other. Like, you want me to play? I didn't go pay attention. I'll just go back and keep partying with you guys. We'll play the radio.
And then you stop, and they're like, "What'd you quit for?" It's like,
yeah, exactly.
Yes, definitely. My buddy's Brent Irwin. He was one of the ones that was just like Charles. He believed in me, and he was always pushing me. And he was one of them guys. He's like, "Hey, man, don't you even come around me if you don't have your guitar. Like, don't even show up. Don't even breathe in my direction." It's like, yes, sir. But Brent would actually listen.
That's great.
Well, so that led up to what? I mean, you're talking about being a teenager. What happened? I'm sure there's a gap here. There's a gap from the party, the campfire parties and stuff, to when we got you up there and the southbound train thing happened. What happened during? I mean, was it still just going to parties and stuff, or was there a time where you just put it down? And was there any revelations in there and during this period?
Brother, I actually I think for about a year I set the guitar down, and was just busy. I had my head in riding four-wheelers and getting ready to go race cars and stuff like that. And where were we at? I'm trying to remember. I just went totally in brain lock. And don't edit this out.
We won't worry.
But they got it live anyway, so they can just see my stupidity sometimes. But man, I'm trying to remember how all this kind of went down. I think how this went down, oddly enough, it was Cooterville. After
all roads lead to Cooterville.
All roads lead to Cooterville. I don't know why it always goes back to Tensall, but I put it down for a year, and then I started picking it back up. And then when I finally got at a decent enough age to step foot in a bar, we went and Kelly Hobson was playing, and that's where I met Wayne Smith, and one of my buddies that believed in me. Yet again, another great guy, Cody Jones, which I ride with his brother when we go to four-wheeler rides. Dusty Jones, it's his older brother, and he was like, "Man, you need to get up there and let him use the guitar and get up there and do all this and play with him." I was like, "Man, I ain't doing that. These somebody's gonna run me out of here. I can't run with this band, And he stuck me on stage. Mr. Wayne did. He was like, "Hey, don't mess up my Martin. I was like, oh, no, sir. I got one of my own. I will not tear it up. He said, okay, well, I'll trust you. And from there, they give me a card and I started opening up for them. And then I think it was probably somewhere in there. I think I was whenever I opened up for JP and them. And then I met you guys. And then that stuck for a while playing acoustic. I mean, that was basically every time I opened up, it was for trademark, man.
That's cool.
Got that way for a while.
Well, did you know, when you had that desire to get the guitar and play, did you also equally have the desire to start singing at that time, or was that something that you kind of got interested in later on?
Brother, it was kind of like a flip-flop deal. And this is something that's kind of going to be not going to drop no names, but this is going to be something for here on this thing exclusively. Had a friend. It was somewhere in between the time of me setting the guitar down. All I wanted to do was play guitar. And I set the guitar down, and I forget, it was one of my birthday parties. I was singing karaoke, and they were like, you suck. You can't sing. Like, just shut up. And I was like, all right, then sign me up. So I picked the guitar back up in that time and started freshening up. I was like, hey, I'm finna play guitar and I'm finna sing and I'm finna show them that now it ain't that I can't sing.
I don't.
It may not be the best in the world, but I'm gonna say I'm better than. Dang, that sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of, you know, I flip flop like that before I got a guitar like at 14, and then this is too hard to play, and put it in the closet after a few months, and I just wanted to be a singer, and then done that same thing with trying to be a singer, especially, you know, young bands and stuff, and like, yeah, it sucks. It doesn't sound really good. So my buddies were playing guitar while I was screaming, and like, well, you know, if you guys can play it, surely it's not that hard. So I went back and learned and predominantly played guitar since. So
yes.
What about, I mean, I know you as a humble guy. I mean, and it's just, it bleeds out of you, and you're always looking at the positive things about life and blessings. And that is massive. That's a must. But let's bitch and complain for a second. Tell me, you know, of any of those, because we all have them at different times, but along the way so far, and I know, well, I'm gonna say it, hardships. You know, what hardships has been there that was just major humps in the road that maybe was, you know, detrimental or made you think twice or whatever, or just was like, man, this is for the birds, you know what I mean? Or I mean, obviously one of those is getting more band members, because we've all been there, you know. You lose somebody and you're like, man, damn, are we gonna be able to get, you know, are we gonna be able to keep going, you know, kind of thing, or how am I going to replace this guy or whatever, you know. But if you can remember some things to, you know, to talk about when it comes to hardships, you know.
Dude, I think about one of the things that stands out in my mind is, you know how it is trying to get everybody together to practice. And this is all, you know, earlier stuff, not the guys I've got now. This was before. This was probably in 2017, 2018, kind of really getting started up. We went in there. But anyways, I got note cards flashing over there and trying to remind me of stuff. But it was probably around 2017. I was working, usually when we're moving dirt, we're working 14-hour days. You know, that's just sitting in the seat of the tractor. And had band members leaving and people riding the fence, not wanting to show up to practice. And I was like, man, I'm finna leave this morning. I've been up since 4:30 in the morning, and these guys is like not trying. I can't make them try. I don't know how to make them try. And it's like, we got this show and we ain't ready. It was naturally, I don't know how we pulled it off. We pulled it off. And I was like, it's 2:00 in the morning. I'd been up since 4. And I was like, dude, I just plopped down on the speaker. I was like, I do not feel like loading this stuff up. I just want to just give it to somebody at this point. But man, I think that was probably, if you wanted a bitchy moment, that was probably one of the bitchiest ones it was, as far as my music goes.
Well, see, and shit like that. I mean, that's real, man. That's real. We've all been there. Times that, I've said this too about this business. Entertainment business is really high highs and really low lows. There's not a whole lot of, like when you go to work for the man, it's pretty just, you know how it is all the time, right? But in entertainment business, it's like a roller coaster ride. You go way up to the top and you ride it, and boy, it's really high, and then sometimes it's just really low, and some people can't take that kind of a roller coaster ride. They when it gets to low lows, they don't know what to do, right? They want it to stay the high highs, but that's not the way it is. You either the best thing since biscuits and gravy, or the bar manager's over there trying to sweep the floor and mop it, and he's the only one out there watching you play.
Well, the band member thing there and the effort deal, like once you like really buckle down like you did and get serious, like, okay, you're finna try to do something now, like for real. That's when you weed out and try to find out, or when you do find out rather, who actually wants it as bad as you do. And, those people are going to fall by the wayside, and hopefully you get, like you've gotten you some people that's on the same page with you that really want to do something along with you. But if that's the only bitch you got, then that's pretty mild, man. You're thinking on the positive side of things.
I always got to think positive, because it's always some bitching going on in my head, but I try not to vocalize it and let it come to light. It's what you feed in your body, man.
Yeah, don't give that negative stuff no energy. Don't feed it.
Yes, sir.
Well, while we're talking about the negative, have you had
here we go with the devil.
Let's keep it. Let's keep it negative. Let's keep it negative while it's negative, and then we're gonna really get back to the positive. But I'm loving the real though. I'm loving this real because I'm attaching to it, and I know J Rob is too, because we've been there and we know exactly what you're talking about. But haters, have you experienced that yet? And what did you do, or have you seen any of that yet?
I'm pretty sure I got them, but they just ain't said nothing to me yet. But I know that I know I got them out there. But hey, every person is entitled to their opinion, and let it. That's up to them.
That's a good attitude to have about that. That you don't doing as good as you are right now. You're right. Yeah, somebody out there, if nothing else, but from jealousy, is going to have something to say. But don't read the comments. Don't pay no attention to that bullshit, man.
Yes, sir. Keep
focused on what you're doing.
The more noise you make, and the more asses you draw in the seats, the more haters you'll get. It's just the way it is,
Hey, what was that? Cat Williams that said it. He said, "You need haters." Isn't that what he said?
Yeah, you do. Oh, I mean, you're not. That's kind of a show of the level of success you're having. I mean, if you don't have any haters, then you probably ain't doing that much, quite honestly.
Right.
So, I mean, some people don't like to see other people succeed. They just, they got something they want to say negative about it. But, if you can't, like we said, you can't feed that energy. You just keep focused on what you're doing and be positive. And that's something you can't do anything about. It is what it is,
Yes. And man, if they want to, if they are out there, man, me, Charles, I'll talk with them. Hey, man, we'll sit down and hang out. We'll drink a couple of beers we got to. We'll hash out life's problems, whatever we got to do, man.
You get them to flip quick, won't you?
Hey, man. They just have to, if they don't like me after talking to me, that's up to them.
That's freaking
Strictly
awesome.
up to them, man.
If you could give me a list right now, and not bands that anybody on this podcast is in or been a part of, but if you could list top 5 bands, not big time now, we're talking about if you can, top 3, let's just do 3. Top 3 bands regionally that you think are bringing the noise, that you would like to see yourself at that point in the coming, immediate future. Who would you say those 3 bands are right now? I know I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh, man, just trying to think, trying to think regionally.
I know one. I know one right off. We've already said his name.
Cody Johnson.
Well, I
was
going to say Frank Foster.
Frank definitely. Frank has definitely made some noise over the years. One of the guys that I really look to is Cody Jinks. Really think a lot of Cody. Been listening to his music since since his first album. Just always kind of really connected with his music. Kind of look toward and strive for that next rung of the ladder.
Yeah. Is anybody else that maybe ain't quite as big?
Not quite as big. You got me on the spot, Charles. You know I do terrible at this.
Well, look, we all go on social media and look at other bands that are maybe, doing some things and really, whatever, and say, man, that's where I want to get at least right there in the next, year or whatever. Or, hey,
right.
Let me start hitting up their places. Is there any of those bands? It ain't even got to necessarily be the same genre,
Dude, I know this may be straying from the question, but 2 people kind of stand out to mind. And this is getting a little away from the question, but some people that I'm proud of is Wyatt Putman. Got to meet him at a Frank show. He's actually opening for Frank. He's starting to do some big stuff. And Lainey Wilson, she's right here in Baskin. She's right up the road. Real proud of those guys. They're reaching out and, man, doing big things.
Where are you living at?
I'm still down here in Liddyville, where we were before.
Okay.
They're east of Winsboro.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Cool.
That's not that far from Vicksburg.
I think we're like 2 hours from Vicksburg, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Big far.
I wonder if you're east of Winsboro, that's fairly close to that place we used to play Boondocks at Tallulah, isn't it? Or past Tallulah? You remember that?
Yeah, that was also called, what was it also called?
No, it'd be more west. I don't know why I'm sitting in here backwards right now, and I got my my east and west, but we're a little bit we'd be southwest of Winsboro, about 8 miles.
Oh, okay.
I think that place was in Winsboro, actually.
Technically, yeah, but they was just east there.
It's not Bobtails. It was a place called
it used to be Boondocks, but maybe something else.
And then they made it another name after that. It's a metal building out there on a man, it's hard to tell what, but
I can't remember the road number. When you take that exit at Tallulah, you have to go south like a good piece, and then you take another road to the right and go west out that way, and it's I don't know, probably 15, 20 miles that way.
Down there toward
it's the middle of the country.
Yeah, there ain't nothing around it at all.
Used to be called Cousins, didn't it?
I think that's.
Yeah, I remember Boondocks. Yep, that was over in Tensall.
Influence wise with your vocals, are you more geared toward? Are you more of a rock fan or country fan as far as what you kind of got the way you sing?
Brother, for me, I kind of listen to just any genre of music. Music's music to me. I love any kind of music, but I think a lot of my influences over the years, first and foremost, and it's a little bit off of how I sing, but like, man, I've always thought a lot of ZZ Top,
He got the shirt on.
And Skinnerd. I even go as far as Ivan Moody, Five Finger Death Punch. I mean, it's kind of just a big crazy mix of different people that I just admire. You know, their vocals, and
That's
Corey
what
Taylor's
makes it
one
unique.
of them as well.
Yeah, I can see
Corey's
that.
just an animal.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and he's like that. You know, he's got kind of with having both the bands and even his acoustic stuff. He's kind of a little all over the map there, too. It's not, you know, he's not just a single one, not a one trick pony.
Absolutely. There we go. Get this thing dialed in a little better. I moved it a while ago. Still getting used to this whole ring light thing. Like, it's like,
it's doing a good job, though. It looks good.
Lee's over here talking about you're welcome. I'm like, you got it. She's getting me in the times, man.
It definitely lit you up a lot more. We can see you.
Yeah, it looks good.
So is there any more you can give us about these 6 songs that you guys are doing now?
Brother, it's kind of lock and key right now.
Y'all got any kind of release date thing?
Yeah, release date maybe.
No, dude, we understand.
Everything's kind of lock and key. We're trying to get all that figured out now. It's coming soon, but definitely wish I could give you more information than that on it. But
brother,
man, well, I understand. You know, you got to do what you got to do there. It's we had to ask though. More so from excitement of getting to hear it than to try to get you to, you know, say something you shouldn't and have a scoop.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we wish you all the luck in the world, man. I mean, I really hope that things can blow up for you now with this team you've got, you know, helping you and pushing you, and we're gonna do our part as much as we can, you know, on our end to try to push everything you throw out there, you know.
Thank y'all.
And man, we really appreciate you being on here tonight. Is there anything else you want to talk about, man?
Brother, the only thing I really think that I think I would want to talk about was, man, J-Rob, it was a pleasure to get to meet you on here, dude. I hate that it had to be on video. I can't wait to meet you in person, dude. Charles, thank you.
Same here, brother.
Thank y'all both for allowing me to be a part of this. And thank you for calling me, Charles, to be a part of it, dude. It's been an honor to get to do this, man. It's been fun. Thank you for always supporting me, dude.
Hey, thank you, brother. Thank you, man. We love you. We love you.
Yes,
and
sir.
We really want to push you hard as we can to try to make you be successful. You've got some opportunities right now, and I hope it creates some bigger opportunities for you to take advantage of, you know, afterwards. So
thank you, sir.
Yeah, we're sending all the good vibes to you possible, brother. Hope the best, you know. Love you being on here. Appreciate it. And we'll definitely get to meet in person, hopefully sooner than later, and get to see you sing in person. And, you know, whenever you do get this project rolling and out there, get back on here. And like Derek said, we'll help you push it any way we can.
10-4. Well, gentlemen, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much.
One more time, let's give the plug on the Facebook and the YouTube and anywhere else you want them to. Go ahead and plug those sites if you would.
Brother, we got you can follow me on my personal Instagram. It's Scotty Temple Music. We've got our Scotty Temple and Southbound Train Facebook page, and that's it's all Scotty Temple and Southbound Train. It's also for the YouTube channel. You can find the link to the YouTube channel in my Instagram account, and may even send Charles a couple of the links. Maybe if he wanted to drop them in there, he could. If not, they're all over my social media. If you find one, you'll find all of them.
Heck yeah.
Hey, everybody, go check this man out. You will not regret it.
Absolutely. Special talent, special voice, and puts on a great show. I can vouch for that too. So we love you, brother. Thank you again.
Love y'all,
you, man.
Brother. Y'all take care.
Take care.
See y'all.
Appreciate y'all.